The process of making this piece was unusual for me in that I've rarely had the opportunity to work with a commissioned composer. So that was part of what intrigued me about getting involved in the first place.
Well, this is my first time working with dance, and I was very excited when I got paired up with Joshua Beamish. I had this idea in the music of kind of slow motion growth and change that we ended up working on together in this piece.
And generally, the movement that I make is informed by music. But in this case, we only had a hint at what the music would be like when we first began the process of the movement generation. And so it was really a lot more of Hannah and I developing whatever came out of my body that was inspired by her presence in the room. So all the vocabulary had been made to a small sample of a recording made on the computer of what Shawn had created. And the music sounds quite different live than it did in the recording that we received.
Bass clarinet is one of my favorite instruments. I've used it as often as I can. We explored a number of unusual techniques in this piece, some overtone playing, some multiphonics, various breathy tones and things like this, trying to get very special flickering timbres that subtly change over time. So the piece has a lot of repeated notes, but within those repetitions, each individual one is a little bit different.
Now, the thing I don't like is how the line gets through, because it looks too easy. Can you leave your hands and take your leg through your arms? Hannah's wonderful. She is physically so unique in that she's quite short and yet hyper flexible and hyper mobile. So it's kind of like her body defies, by looking at her, what you think its capabilities are. And she's really game to try anything. I've really loved working with her.
Working with Josh has been an amazing experience. He's so detailed with his work. I feel like we are constantly digging deeper and deeper to find like the perfect, specific movement for the piece. He's a great communicator and he knows what he wants from his dancers and in his art, and it's so nice to go into a studio with that kind of clarity.
I mean, Adrián as well, we're asking him to pick up and drop having the notes in front of him, and he again was just very amenable throughout the process, always trying whatever he could. He would riff off on ideas.
I was really excited to work with Adrián because he is so open-minded and he's willing to let things not be perfect for the sake of trying something out of the box and adventurous. And he's also not afraid to collaborate with me.
It's been really fun for me to be a part of this rehearsal process. It's different from how composers typically work. We often come to the first rehearsal with the score completely written, at least hopefully, and work with the performers on interpreting that score. But a more collaborative in rehearsal development process has been really fun for me to be a part of, to see Josh change things during rehearsal, for him to ask me to change things in the music, and for us to find over time connections between the music that I wrote and the choreography that he's created.
What's been nice is that it's begun to become more of a collaboration between the four of us, as opposed to just me being the choreographer telling everyone what to do. I like hearing input from the dancers, the musicians, the composer as to how the whole thing could be structured in a way that is the best possible outcome.